announcement has been paid for by the nWBro's podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Blade, Big Kev, and Karlifornia. It's the nWBro's podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to the nWBro's podcast here for episode 17. Liz loves Randy. I'm one of your hosts here, Karlifornia, alongside my esteemed co-hosts. First and foremost, Big Kev. What is going on, brother?
Man, it's a sad week in the week of the nWBro's here. You know, with Hogan passing away. You know, I think I mentioned it maybe 2 episodes ago. He was in bad health, and I was a bit worried. But so yeah, the fears came to life, and yeah. Watching the footage now, knowing that he's passed away, it was a bit harder this week, watching that footage, but it was good to see him in the heyday of Hogan, So rest in peace, Hulkster.
Yeah, huge news this week. Like, it's surreal. And of course, our other esteemed co-host here, it's Blade. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, fall of an icon. And, I'm sure it'll come up throughout the show, but just the discourse around it I found very interesting. And I know we spoke offline about this a little bit. But yeah, it's been an interesting time. Hulk, Aussie, a couple of really big titans of their fields fallen down. So I know there's a lot of people whose hearts are probably breaking or have broken around the world. So rest in peace to both of them.
Yeah, it's funny, like Keith Richards and Ric Flair are still alive.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's been a pretty hectic week, and apologies everyone out there that we didn't release any sort of statement, but it's not like anyone's waiting for us to say something, considering the last episode still only has 37 views. But please, everyone out there, if you enjoy the nWBro's podcast, leave a comment, please subscribe, all that stuff. And watch the episodes. That would also help. Tonight's question to get to know the nWBro's, keeping in line with Hulk Hogan, and obviously after he's just passed. I wanted to get to know the nWBro's and what their favorite Hulk Hogan moment or memory is. I'm going to start with you, Blade.
I think for me it was when and I know this will be controversial for some, when the NWO showed up in WWE. And it's because, back when I got into wrestling, it was like not too long after that time period. It's sort of, maybe a year or whatever. And yeah, just like this larger than life character, I sort of had like a vague awareness about, but in 2002, 2003, not as easy to get access to like footage at the click of a finger. And, I hadn't seen any Hulk stuff. And I just remember being like, man, this is Hulk Hogan. Okay. And like, I went out we have a local book chain, Dimmicks, which I think is slowly dying here in Australia. But I went there and there was like a little Hulk Hogan biography thing you could buy. And I bought that and took it home and read that thing. It just, is one of those guys that just like sparked interest immediately for me. And it was cool getting to see all those moments that were made after that as a fan who was watching at the time.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Big Kev, I know you became a fan during the early days of the WrestleMania era, I suppose, the golden age of wrestling. What's your favorite Hulk Hogan moment or memory?
It's I'm going to give you 2 because Hogan for me is in 2. The NWO era of Hogan and the red and yellow. To be honest with you, I was always rooting against Hogan when he was the red and yellow. It wasn't for me when I was a kid. I was more of a Macho Man guy, a warrior. But when it was the NWO, I still liked Hogan. Don't get me wrong. I still was I liked what him, but I didn't like him winning all the time. So sometimes I rooted against him. But yeah, that match with Warrior as a kid for me, that was the these two guys against each other, Warrior and Hogan, was the biggest match you can get, and back then to watch the match, it was yeah, I had to hire it out at the video store, and that was an ordeal to get a video store that had it, and it wasn't rented out. So I waited for weeks to get this to watch this match, and there's no way of it getting spoiled either because there's no internet. So getting that VHS, taking that home, watching the whole event, and then watching this match, and you're expecting Hogan to win, and then Warrior won. I fucking lost. Everyone lost. It was amazing. So that moment for me was amazing, and then watching Hogan turn into NWO Hogan. I watched that live on pay-per-view when 96. I was still quite young. Blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, so yeah, he had a lot of moments for me, and The Rock and Hogan later on was fucking phenomenal match. But yeah, especially that Warrior Hogan, that would be the moment for me.
That's good. It's another good one. I guess aside from him joining the NWO and turning heel, for me, it's like literally being able to see him perform at the Hulkamania Let the Battle Begin tour of Australia.
I was there.
You went? Did you go, Blade?
No.
Well, he wrestled Ric Flair. Obviously, they're quite past their prime at this stage, but still, it was just like, man, I'm watching Hulk Hogan wrestle. Like, I never thought that was ever going to happen. And we got him, right at the tail end there, and tail end for Ric Flair as well. But yes, that was quite something. To be able to say that I've been there live to see Hogan versus Flair is really weird. Anyway, let's get on with the show here, boys. Episode 17, Liz Loves Randy. This is the tortured tale of love here between Miss Elizabeth and Randy Savage. We are at WCW Monday Nitro, October 14th, 1996, Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee. The Mid-South Coliseum is it's one of those famous kind of arenas, I suppose. You hear about it a lot. It was opened in 1964, boys, and became the entertainment capital of the Mid-South due to its significance in hosting events such as concert, sports, games, and pro wrestling. I found one an actual interesting fact. The arena was one of the few stops on the Beatles' final American tour in 1966. The group played 2 concerts there on August 19th, 1966, in the wake of protests and boycotts over the band, over John Lennon's controversial "more popular than Jesus" remarks. Memphis City Council called for the cancellation of the concerts for safety reasons. The event still went on, although they were met by protests by the Ku Klux Klan. No one fucking gives a shit what you guys want. I don't understand that, but an anonymous assassination threat against one or all of the band members was made, and an audience member exploding a firecracker on stage during one of the performances happened, which was initially believed to be a gunshot.
Jesus
wow.
Christ.
The KKK, fuck off.
I didn't think they cared about anything else but, being racist and, doing that. Yeah, interesting.
Are they really devout?
Yeah, well, they had all the burning cross symbology and stuff.
Of course.
It is kind of the two. Yeah, the two things they give a shit about is God and racism.
Just goes hand in hand with them. Fucking hell.
All right.
Anyway, them protesting, to me, that's fucking hilarious, man. No one cares what you think, you fucking ugly cunts. Excuse me. Let's get to the ratings, boys. Last week, by last week I mean October 7th, 96. Just a reminder, Nitro did a 3.5 and Raw did a 2.1. This week, Nitro did a 3.3 and Raw dropped to a 1.8. Ouch. Things aren't going good in New York.
So even this Nitro's down a little bit, eh?
Yeah, just by 0.2 of a ratings point.
Yeah, I can sort of see why.
But who knows? Maybe Monday Night Football had a big game on or something. We start again as per usual. Tony and Larry. They covered last week. Larry lays down the law on Liz and Savage, saying that Savage could be an emotional vegetable.
Yeah, I like that line. It's I don't get it, but it just sounded good.
Yeah. There's a few funny comments on this show. They show like some footage of like Hogan beating up Savage. Oh, but the outsiders were fuming about that replay, hey? Like Hogan adding heat to his solo feud with Savage,
Yeah.
Them just being just afterthoughts, playing second fiddle. Fuck you. And the propaganda is in the crowd again. I'm going to start with you, Big Kev. What did you think of the opening segment?
Yeah, just basically a recap, isn't it? Larry's sort of pushing Savage not to fall for the this trap of Elizabeth, so he's really behind Savage, not trusting her. But yeah, just I just think a little package to get some heat for the pay-per-view, I guess. Yeah, that's about all I've got to say.
No worries, Blade.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys sort of covered it. And it's a sort of it's a common thing now I'm noticing as like recap the events of the week beforehand. The emotional vegetable thing did like such a weird turn of phrase, but that's sort of what you get with Larry Zbyszko, I feel. He comes out with some crackers. I do think it's interesting as well, like with the NWO sign thing. I think they referenced a few times throughout the show, like more NWO presence in the crowd. There's like more T-shirts, more signs, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you can notice that it's from week to week that they get more and more popular. Well, let's move forward. I mean, look, I include the start of the show every time, but I know for the most part we're not going to have too much to say about it. The next thing that happened was I don't believe was in your footage, guys. But yeah, Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko. Malenko won in 5 minutes 22 seconds. The only thing I just wanted to add was that Nick Patrick was refereeing and he wouldn't stop touching his neck. Like just take a few weeks off. The replay for the portion of this, though, was brought to you by Valvoline, guys. People who know use Valvoline. Valvoline was founded in 1866 as the Continuous Oil Refining Company. And as of 2023, it is the second largest oil change service provider in the US with 10% market share and over 1,650 locations. I didn't even know Valvoline had locations. I just thought that they just sold oil.
I got to be honest here. I got a bit of a bone to pick with you, right? I've taken all of this in good nature, all of these advertisements. And last night, I saw them pop up again, and there were a few.
Yeah,
there were a bunch that you left in there, and I eventually reached the point where I was like, fuck you for wasting my time, you fucking troll. I was like, I just skipped past them. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It still made me laugh. Don't get me wrong.
Leaving an advert in there about Honda World.
I did like the N64 advert. That gave me a bit of nostalgia when that came on. That was pretty cool.
It was like Super Mario 64. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like leaving the adverts in there. Just it's like I don't know, just reminds you of how long ago.
Yeah, it's like a little fragment of time there.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. But Valvoline, you know what I mean. The NWO show up in the limo. I love limos showing up in wrestling. I always have. They're partying. They're in a good mood. Everyone's looking fresh. Blade.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good limo in wrestling as well. Like, as soon as, it pops me when I see, like, Vince get out of a limo, Ric Flair get out of a limo. Like, it's going to be a good time. I think the other thing that makes me laugh, and obviously it's TV, but like all the boys get out and then they kind of like stop to like pose. There's kind of like everyone's in a group thing, and I'm just like, as an outside viewer, that's hilarious that they're all just like puffing like NWO brother, and I was like, so good. They're so annoying. I love it.
It's really like it makes you wish you were in the NWO hanging out with them. Like they're
Yeah,
having the best time ever.
yeah.
Big Kev, anything to add?
Just I'll just add to this the limo coming to the arena, like it's just not done anymore, or if it is, like you don't give a fuck. Like I remember they used to do that, there'd be a limo come to the arena and it would leave it like that for the ad break, and you'd be like, who the fuck's showing up now? Like it would give you that
Yeah.
anticipation. Now, who can come out of a limo now that you'd even care? It doesn't. It's not special anymore. So back then, you forget like that limo rocking up would just give that excitement. Before they come out. We got Hogan here with no black facial hair. He's just got the mustache because he's filming his movie, so he's obviously had to get rid of that for that. So he looked a bit like different. I was like, "Oh, Hogan's Hogan's looking a little different this week." But yeah,
Very nice. Yes, look, it's a lost art, obviously. We know these days we've kind of forgotten how to build anticipation through a show. Something as simple as a limo showing up before a commercial break, etc. What are you going to do?
very simple stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even TNA when Russo was riding, they still did like limos showing up.
Little hooks here and there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need
Anyway,
that stuff.
exactly. I'm an advocate. Bring back the limousine arrival, but make there be some characters where you give a shit when whoever comes out. Replay from Saturday night. Nick Patrick reversing the decision on Jim Duggan, holding his neck. So the next match is Mr. Wall Street and Jim Duggan, which we the three of us have had the pleasure of seeing this matchup between these two on Nitro several times on Saturday night and also on pay-per-view. Blade, what did you think?
I mean, yeah, like it is what it is. I am curious, when did they change it from VK Wall Street? Like when was that a transition?
I think it was the week that the NWO kind of took over the last half of the show because they called him M Wall Street on that show, but before that it was VK Wall Street. I don't understand.
Yeah, one of those decisions, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, another one of those things where it's you're wondering where are the NWO? We've seen them, but we don't know where they are.
Yeah.
And they go back to that tape thing, which I've thought is a really weird gimmick to use as sort of like I don't know, is WCW like a thing with like, when we were talking about the Carson City like silver dollar match that they had? I'm like, what is with them and choosing weird stuff? Like, yeah, very strange.
Yes, the taped fist, Big Kev.
We have Mark Curtis, the referee, this time around, so we're not
Yeah.
getting screwy finish. But I kind of like how Nick Patrick has just a couple of people he's really affecting their matches. Obviously, you got Hacksaw, any client of what's his name again? Jesus Christ.
Oh, Teddy Long.
Teddy Long is getting absolutely screwed. So that just anytime, like it could be just a normal match and it would come on, I'd be like, whatever. But when I know that he's the ref and one of his clients are involved, I'm entertained and I want to watch what happens here. So that's kind of making me laugh every time. Yeah, so I find it really funny that Duggan sort of wins this match with it's a screwy finish again in a little way, right? By memory. But I find it funny that Larry, who hates the NWO, complains. He says, "Where is Nick Patrick when you need him?" So I thought that was kind of funny to me as well.
I thought it was very interesting that Larry was defending Nick Patrick needing to be in there.
Yeah, that was strange.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get Larry to get back to be more of a heel, but the only things I really had to say, I love that Wall Street comes out in a full suit. Like, you're about to wrestle. Like, how annoying to have to take that off before getting in the ring.
There was another point I forgot to make. They on commentary they thanked Jerry Lawler for helping them with the house because they're in Memphis, which I found out quite strange. I'm not sure if that was run past Eric Bischoff.
I think Eric was probably in their headset and purposely saying it to rip
like
on
like a
Lawler.
backhanded sort of gotcha.
Eric is so petty.
For those out there that hadn't heard the show a few weeks ago, Dave Meltzer was it on his
he quoted I think an AOL chat or something that Bischoff did, and he responded to Jerry Lawler telling fans in Memphis not to come to Nitro. And was scathing in his response.
he completely buried him. So.
Oh God. I think I also believe during this match they talked about Nick Patrick in the ski mask on nWBro's Saturday Night. And just some typical comments here. Duggan always got the fans into it, even if he's not a Dave Meltzer 5-star wrestler. Can't deny that. But I always have this question: like, what kind of human being is Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Like, what's like? I love him. I love Duggan, but I don't understand what is wrong with him. Like, he sticks his tongue out the side of his mouth sometimes, and I don't know.
Are you kind of saying he's a little bit of like a little bit of a half-wit? Yeah,
a half-wit. Yeah, honestly. Like, even Larry Zbyszko sometimes fucking gets on him and calls him a bit of a half-wit. But Duggan won.
He reminds me of like a side character in like an Adam Sandler film. Like just his look, like I could picture him being in like Waterboy or some shit. It's like
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Anyway, Duggan won with a 3-point stance in 4 minutes 34 seconds. Let's continue on. Hugh Morris takes on Blade's favorite wrestler with his favorite manager, Jim Powers, alongside Teddy Long. Before I throw it to you guys, I burst into laughter during Jim Powers' entrance. He's so generic. Walking out, he looks at the camera and winks, lifts his arms up, looking very confident. And then I did some research, and I'm like, dude, you're looking very confident. At this stage, he's had 24 matches in WCW, and he's only won 3. 2 against Disco Inferno and 1 against Mr. JL. Like, why is he still getting matches on Nitro? The guy can't win a match. Fucking hell. Anyway, I just thought it was funny.
I'll put over that he looks like $1 million. He's in great shape. I don't know what it is with him, but he just strikes me that in real life he'd be an absolute dick. I don't know why I think that. It just the way he just comes across so ingenuine when he puts his arms up like this, like he's like, I don't know, something about him really rubs me the wrong way.
There is something. Yeah,
he could be a lovely guy. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea either. But oh, well, we picking on Jim Powers too much. I don't know. I'm going to throw this to Blade because clearly you were enthralled by this whole situation, Blade.
I mean, look, it is funny because like every time, and I feel like our podcast is maybe becoming half the Nick Patrick podcast. It was so. I got to preface: there was a lot of footage of him in this footage that you gave us.
I know, right?
But like his commitment to selling the bit like pops me every time. I'm like, it's insane. I loved it. Just all the shenanigans. I love the whole like interactions with Teddy Long, and then continues to escalate here as well, where he gets in his face and they're like just screaming at each other. So good. Yeah, look, Hugh Morris picks up the win, and probably rightfully so. I don't have anything against Jim Powers.
Not yet.
No. He is generic, but
he's got a hell of a knee lift.
Yeah.
Yep. He does.
I think he also did an impressive scoop slam that looked
Yep.
somewhat good. So he's got some of the fundamentals down pat. Good for him.
Yep. Yeah, very good. Big Kev.
Yeah, there's not much to say here, is there? I just once again entertained by Teddy Long and Nick Patrick going out after the match toe to toe. That doesn't get old for me. What were you going to call this episode again, Carl?
Liz loves Randy.
What about
Teddy hates Nick.
what about like Monday Nick Nitro?
That's actually really good. Fucking hell.
It's a Nick Patrick show, this one.
How has it happened? How is the number one character on the show a referee? I gotta say, like, I found Nick with the slow counts when it's Jim Powers going for the pin, and his neck's clearly is hurting so much that he can't get the counts right. At one stage it's a 1 count, and it's clearly such bullshit. The crowd start booing. I think at one stage Nick kind of got nudged out the way or something, and he really threw his neck out that time. The whole crowd's infuriated with him. And I did find it funny that Tony Schiavone was covering the tracks of how they record things like WCW Pro, and I think worldwide. Maybe not worldwide at this point, but Pro, they will do 6 months worth of TV tapings for WCW Pro. So he's trying to cover the tracks as to why Nick Patrick's not wearing the neck brace on WCW Pro every week, but he's wearing it everywhere else. So
Gotcha.
Morris got the win in 6:34. And of course, when he hits the no laughing matter, now Nick's able to do the count. Just the screaming between the two. I don't know how they didn't laugh.
It's never been really explained why Nick Patrick's just took he just seems to want to screw Teddy Long for some reason, and his clients. It's never really been explained either. He questioned him 1 week, and then from then on he's like, nah. But Nick Patrick's like, fuck this guy. If you want to question me, you're done.
Teddy's so fucking angry. Now the first time you went 1, 2, and then the second time you went 1, 2, and then the third time you went 1, 2, 3. There's nothing wrong with your neck. There's nothing wrong with your neck.
Very good.
Nick Patrick's so fucking angry at him as well for how dare you fucking challenge me. Oh God, Greg Valentine.
Do you know what I'm waiting? Do you know what I'm waiting for in Meltzer's newsletter? That Nick Patrick's now is I'm sure he's going to complain about him at some point that he's taking too much the focus away from the wrestlers to him. I guarantee I'm $5 a friendly bet, $5 on the table. I guarantee that's something's going to be said.
No doubt he's going to whinge that there's not enough emphasis on the wrestling.
Yeah.
Anyway, Greg Valentine, Lex Luger, is up next. I don't know if I made you guys watch the whole match. I can't remember, but Luger wins with the torture rack in 6:35. No, I think it was just like halfway through, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just to show Ted and Vincent showing up in the crowd with the NWO banner behind them. Big Kev, anything here?
No, just Greg Valentine with the old stunning Steve Austin music again.
Yeah.
Arn is watching on from the back with those old man glasses that Blade has mentioned before. Yeah, that's nothing much. There's nothing much here. I guess a little bit of build for the match between Arn and Luger, but not much. Just sort of Arn watching on. So
yeah, Blade.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It did make me laugh though that like they had this Arn's watching the monitor and it's like just this little thing that's like sat on a huge table and he's sitting there like sort of staring at it. Just like, dear God.
Like, is there nowhere more comfortable that he can find a TV? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, again, I noticed Larry was once again really favoring the heels. He was definitely on Greg Valentine's side. Um, Now Tony Schiavone with an interview with Nick Patrick. Big Kev.
This is good. Tony says the fine was that is that the Macho Man fine, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll only be $500. Patrick, he is pissed off. He's not happy. His attorneys will be on to WCW for not having his back. I think Tony shows some footage of Nick from Saturday Night, and he questions him like you're the referee, and he's in better shape, and it looks more like Randy Anderson. He keeps like throwing Randy Anderson under the bus. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So yeah, Nick Patrick is really good. Like he's quite possibly the best ref ever. Name me anyone more entertaining than him.
He's my favorite. He's now my favorite ref ever. Yeah. Blade
and that when he wears that mask, it's so fucking funny. Oh my god.
Blade, what did you think here?
I mean, yeah, hilarious. I was very curious. So, as Kev mentioned, the $500 fine down from $1 million. But there's also mentioned that Macho Man will be suspended for the first
that's right.
5 matches of 1997. Did that actually take place?
I do believe that Savage's contract is up soon, so he might have time off. But
or it's a good way if he was going to defect, they could like write that off. Interesting. Okay.
I think I enjoyed the most here, Nick Patrick. Really, WCW aren't going to back me on this. They call them a bunch of spineless jellyfish. Mike Enos taking on Randy Savage. Well, supposed to be in the next matchup. Enos is getting a lot of work on Nitro here, but all he got was an entrance here, and because we started the second hour here, and Eric has attempted to speak with Randy. I'm going to start with you, Blade. This big segment here, Randy, and of course, the big message sent from Liz to Randy.
Yeah, I thought this was it was very funny the way they did it. I guess tech being the way it is, but being like, hey, we've got this footage that we need to show you. Here's a convenient like CRT chunky TV that's right next to us.
It just happened
to be
there.
Take a look at the end of the rampway. I was like, initially when it popped up and Liz is like sitting on this swing, like in like somewhere that looks like picturesque, like seaside North Carolina, I'm like, what the hell is the vibe of this thing? Turns out they address that later. I loved Savage here. I think for a while I've been sort of like, when are we going to see something a little bit different from him, like outside of his usual sort of like Macho Man stuff? And they sort of played on like the emotional escalation of like him getting angry and sort of being a loose cannon. And now we're seeing the sort of like almost the dip side of that, where it's like, more of a depressive, like withdrawn sort of Macho Man. I thought it was great. And then I loved that the way that they used just that like simple tracking shot showing him leaving. Like I loved this segment, to be honest. It funnily set up, but like I think the execution in the end was awesome.
Very nice. For me, it was kind of funny seeing someone in such a loud outfit with all the tassels and everything looking so sad. Big Kev, what did you think of this segment?
Yeah, Elizabeth's never been really one to be very what's the word? As a talker, she's not the most she's not the most eccentric or anything. She's quite monotone, but I thought she did a pretty good job here. I felt like there was probably a bit of truth to what she was saying from real life. I got that from her. I actually felt what she was saying. I don't know, feel that maybe portions of what she's saying was actually real life. I like this with Macho because this is the first time we're seeing him quite vulnerable. Whereas before we've seen him getting the shit beaten out of him, and then the next night on Nitro he'll pop up like he doesn't care. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight again. So this is the first time we're seeing Macho quite vulnerable and low and sad, and he's not that same demeanor anymore. I like at the end with Bobby sort of questions Bischoff about, like, what are you doing that before the pay-per-view? You're putting him, you know. So that was kind of cool. But I took this a lot from this, that it seems to me that Bischoff, we're almost getting the seeds planted that Bischoff is really trying to do in this nice way to be with Randy, but he's actually kind of conniving and kind of fucking with him. And I guess you will. I'm assuming we find that out later, but yeah, that's what I got from this as well. I was like, "What are you doing here, Bischoff? You shit disturber!" Like, what's going on here? You know. So, but a good segment. A lot of points and a lot of business done here.
Very nice. I did find it very cute. You know, she was in the swing that Randy built for her.
Yeah.
Be a bit strange building your partner, like your adult partner, a swing. I don't know.
Might have been a sex swing. You don't know.
Damn it, Kev. I was like, yeah.
Oh, God. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
Fucking hell. Yeah, she feels the same way the day she said I do, and loving the emotions from Randy. I loved after this, it wasn't in your footage, guys, but as soon as Randy had got in the limo and he off the limo went, and he was all so upset and depressed, there was an NWO t-shirt advertisement. Fucking assholes. Yeah, so as Kev said before, Bobby yells at Eric, "What is wrong with you? Like, we need him ready for Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc." Even Tanay, they jumped in on that too.
I couldn't help it. This was the first time that I noticed they did that, and I didn't know if it had been said prior to that. But then every time after they started saying Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc, I noticed every time. And I was like, it's so funny. They're really milking every advertising dollar from Slim Jim's. Fucking
Too
hell.
good, man. Eric says that they hope that they're going to talk to him. And he apologizes to Mike Enos and the fans for the match not happening. After this, Eddie Guerrero beat the Cheetah Kid in 2 minutes 41 seconds. Following that, an advert for Visine eye drops, guys.
I need them at the moment, to tell you what.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you can trust them because they have been around since 1958, Kev.
All right.
They were acquired by Pfizer in 1999.
Done now. I've heard enough.
What?
Pfizer, I'm done. I don't trust them. So I'm done.
Well, I'm sure there's other brands, but the original formulation of Visine includes the active ingredient tetrahydrazine and hydrochloride. Also, no, tetrahydrolazine hydrochloride. Sorry, I can't talk.
Chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
It's a vasoconstrictor that constricts the eye's superficial blood vessels to temporarily reduce eye redness. Isn't that
I can't believe you wrote this down.
It's like he doesn't respect our time.
No. We're wondering why the show's going 2 hours long.
Sorry. Lee Marshall with the 1-800-COLLECT road report.
All right.
Then Jeff Jarrett beats Big Bubba in 6:43. Poor Big Bubba. But I'm noticing that WCW is breathing a little bit more. And it's not just NWO. Tony interview with Jarrett. This, you know what? I'll be honest with you. This interview annoyed me so much because Jarrett wouldn't keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Havoc, I want to think.
Yeah.
like at the end of every sentence, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And he does
let
it the
me
next
tell
couple
you
of promos
something,
too.
Giant. Ha ha ha! Fucking hell, that Halloween Havoc. Ho ho! Kev, anything here?
Yeah, that's what my note says. Ho ho ho. That's all it says. That's all I got from the promo. It's almost like Jeff was just sort of, that was his way of getting through the promo without like butchering it. But he's never, like, Jericho has been a pretty strong talker, so I didn't understand why why he was like that.
Yeah, you've never seen him do it before. Blade, anything else?
Fuck, he's so annoying at this point, eh? Like, it's just, I can't stand whatever he's doing here. Like, I find it all very, just like, ugh. Yeah, I didn't really realize what that point that you guys were making, but now I'm gonna have to go back and watch and also pay attention in the future. I also just laughed because I haven't seen a ton of Jarrett stuff, so the way that he says WCW makes me laugh. WCW.
Yeah. But yeah, this Jarrett Giant feud with the US title is obviously a pivot with Flair's injury. Jarrett and Giant have had like no interaction. But yeah, anyway, I think what doesn't help the situation, Blade, is he's doing these interviews and he's wearing that.
Yeah, I think because I think I've got my notes later on, but I'll bring it up now. Is I think introducing Jarrett as like kind of like a counter to the NWO, and he's kind of like a supposed to be a face, but he's a natural heel.
Yeah.
He's not a face at all, and wearing what he's wearing is just his manners and everything he does is very heelish. So it's kind of confusing where he's supposed to be the savior or one of the saviors of WCW. It doesn't. I just think he's put in a spot that's not. It's not working for him. And I guess he probably knows that too. I would assume. It's just it's an odd role for him to come in.
Agreed.
Doesn't add up to me.
Agreed. Blade, I have to ask you again though. I know we've talked about it before, but on what planet would anyone think that outfit isn't ridiculous?
When you are around, all things just keep getting better.
I mean, it's got to rank up there with some of the most like egregiously shit. Because it's like, I can see when they try and swing for the fences, like with costuming, I get it, right? Like you're trying something different and it doesn't work, but it's like, it's a mostly plain white thing with a couple of like straps cut it, and it just, the way it hangs, I'm like, dude, just like either wear trunks or like, I don't know, like wear a singlet. Don't do both. Like it's very kind of like semi bondage-esque, but like grandmaster purse at the same time. It's
I would really like to know like where the origin of what the idea for that costume came from, or what was it taken from? Is it like a rodeo kind of get up? Is that what it is? I don't know. Like I'd like to know the origins of this this horrendous ring attire.
Okay, I just want to have a look here, see if I can find it.
Here we go. On the spot. Let's do it.
It's just a part of his character's attempt to stand out and project an image of himself as a rising star. What? Okay, well, no, he's kind of talking about him in the WWF there with the hat that had the double J flashing and all that shit. Look, it's going to take me too long to find, but I would imagine that he has to have like addressed it on his podcast.
Yeah, I'd say
surely. Because I don't know anyone that likes that outfit. Coming up next, Harlem Heat non-title match against the Faces of Fear. I'm getting sick of the Dungeons theme, by the way. Blade, thoughts?
Yeah. I Bobby talks about like oh no, actually, so Eric says that the NWO hasn't come up against anything like the Harlem Heat at the end of the match, and Bobby reiterates that Harlem Heat are no Boy Scouts. They've been in the streets and they've been in the alleys. It's like, I was like, yeah, this is Bobby's like interpretation of the hood, the streets and the alleys. Um, Mention of Sting in here as well. Eric talks about wishing that they could get Sting back to WCW. And yeah, we see the outsiders rock up, and there's a bit of a stare down also with Mongo, Benoit, and Deborah down there. So sort of, I don't know if that's hinting at like a potential future three-way thing, but yeah, there's a few different parties they're obviously trying to promote in the tag title scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yes. Big Kev, anything to follow up here?
No, just yeah. It seems like the NWO was going to, well, the whole Nash were going to do something here, but they kind of like seemed to retreat. Yeah, when their scene was like, yeah, Megan Barbarian and Harlem Heat, what are you gonna do? So yeah, that it's they're not stupid, so they're smart. Okay, we're gonna back off here. So that's what it shows like the NWO they don't always beat everyone up and have nothing. Well, that shows a little bit of side of them where they're like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking hell. You got Stevie Ray, Megan Barbarian, and Booker T all just standing there like, no. Like, isn't it like a team like Public Enemy? They'll probably go to TV and like, oh, fuck. Fucking face Megan Barbarian tonight, for Christ's sake. Barbarian has a dangerous belly to belly off the top
yeah, I wrote that
rope.
in my notes too. Yeah, it was
Oh, fucking
wow.
hell, man. But again, I love when the NWO show up, the energy in the whole arena changes. Things, you can feel it straight away. Anyway, they backpedaled in the show. The match was thrown out. We had 10 minutes left of the show at this point. Eric talks about Savage. He talks about Randy trying to get out of his emotional funk and believes in him.
Which he put him in, basically.
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen? You're supposed to have a match and you show him footage of your ex-wife saying that she still loves you. Like, what did you think, bro? Eric was told that Hogan's coming out and the NWO walk through the entrance. They're in the house. Question, guys, should they be coming through the entrance? How do they get all the way there without,
When it's that many of them at this point now, what's anyone going to do?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. Okay. You know what? I'm actually gonna delete that note.
Point refuted.
Yep.
It'll be a check for me, thank you.
Hogan talks about being out filming Three Ninjas. Liz tries to slap Hulk and the Giant sorts her out. She's hysterical again, Blade. She's hysterical. She needs someone to talk some sense into her. Here come the nasty boys. They're the boys. Okay. They come out. They're in the NWA colors. Yes. They're happy. And you can tell. You can tell something. Everyone's like, they're not happy. You can see them like, kind of like, no one seems happy to see them.
I could tell it was coming, especially when Nash sort of starts to sneak around to the back and has got the backside of them. And I was like, okay, yeah, they're getting jumped.
Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, they're happy. Everyone's looking annoyed. Brian Knobs is talking about the decimal point, and where it is. And then Hogan's like, whoa, 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 the signature isn't on it. and they were wearing the shirts where they shouldn't be wearing the shirts, so they get attacked and stripped of the colors. Big Kev, thoughts?
Just on my notes, I just put, I can see them getting a beefcake beating here. That's what I thought. This is like, it's quite a similar setup with Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah.
You sense it coming before this happened, because I just felt like they always felt like the NWO sort of viewed them as like, ugh, they were kind of uncool to them. So I think even back then watching it, you'd sense that I don't think these guys are going to really be members. But yeah, this with them with Liz and all that, it's a good build for the pay-per-view, because you really want to see Savage kick Hogan's ass now. Like it's good stuff. Yeah, that's all I had.
Very nice. Blade.
I think it was a good job of making them look really despicable, especially that visual of them coming out all flanking Liz. This poor fucking like demure small woman surrounded by these huge dudes. The fans seem to be super hot for the NWO here, and like they were copping a lot of heat, like from the audience, which was awesome. I thought the promo ended a little bit strangely, because it seemed like Hulk had finished talking, and then he sort of picked up the mic and like said an extra line and then like finished it. And I was like, that's a weird, like it felt like he definitively ended the promo and then decided to like just drop an extra line in there. I don't know. Very strange. And then was there something, I don't know if it was necessarily just because of the way the footage was cut, but like they did the desk thing, and then was like the Macho Man Elizabeth segment sort of re-aired at the end of the episode, like as the closer.
A little recap.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, is this a glitch? Or like it was just weirdly sort of, like positioned, I think. I guess I thought it would have probably just made more sense to have the NWO sort of take them off the air again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very nice. So yeah, obviously it was kind of reminding me what happened to Beefcake, who has actually not been seen since those sit-down interviews, which I think is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
I thought that for the first time, and I think we already said this, he came across interesting.
Does some great work, and then you never see him again. Like, doesn't seem right.
No. I don't care what anyone says about, his in-ring ability or whatever. I saw something in his character with those interviews. So it ends with some heat here. Bobby, Eric, and Tenay run away, and they take over commentary. The Outsiders warn Harlem Heat, and Hall, once again, Scott Hall. Like when a few weeks ago he asked the Giant if Andre was really his dad. They kind of let everyone know that they're two country bumpkins from Texas, which is true. They're actually both from Texas. So he's like trying to ruin the whole vibe of them being Harlem Heat. And we go off the air. So let's move forward, guys. WCW Saturday Night, October 19th, 1996, Anderson Civic Center, Anderson, South Carolina, 2,300 fans. Highlights of Liz and Randy. We get to Tony and Dusty opening the show. I don't really think there's too much here. Jarrett wins over Steve Armstrong and gets interviewed. This time around, he doesn't keep going.
He still does it a little bit.
Did he?
Yeah. Because I was looking for it the next time around. It wasn't as bad, but he still did it a few times.
Fuck. It's like he's
what the hell?
It's like he uses it to give himself some time to think of what he's gonna say. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like his version of
Yeah. Or like, when a politician gets asked a question and they get them to repeat the question, like they can't quite hear them, just so they have that extra time to think of their answer. So yeah, Jarrett thinks he's coming to make an impact. Again, the feud with Giant is shoehorned because they've had no interaction. I think Giant should have attacked him or something by now, but maybe they'd want to. I don't know. keep Jarrett strong before the pay-per-view. Kev, do you have anything to follow up here?
Yeah, no, all good.
Blade.
Jared calls the NWO the non-wrestling organization, and I hate that.
Shit.
I hate every time WCW does this shit. I'm like, stop! Please stop with the terrible naming. Like, it's
Non-wrestling.
yeah, like
So
what?
bad, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
The non-wrestling organization.
yeah. Good one, Jeff. Good one.
Fucking hell, you got him there, bro. Tony with the hotline report, it just doesn't hit the same, does it,
Nah.
without Gene? No. We need him back. We need him back soon. So there's a Lex Luger interview. I only put that in there because he mentioned Sting.
I thought Luger was he's looking huge in this.
Yeah.
I thought he was looking bigger than normal. I was like, far out. What's he?
on the gas.
Yeah, he was thick. I was like, Jesus Christ, he's massive.
I was it just me, or like, because when I was watching the promo, I was like, half of this seemed very unintelligible. Like, I don't know if it was just the tone that he was talking in or the quality of the audio, but I was just like, I can't actually understand you super well. You know, and Lex being look, we all know that I also have something against Lex. Like, I just don't find him very entertaining. I'm very sorry. I'm sure he's very lovely in real life.
I feel like on the show he's kind of taken a step back in the show a bit. He hasn't really been prominent like what he was before.
Yeah.
So I think without Sting, he's kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. But I know he picks back up again. So he's always got something to do, Luger. But at the moment, he's a bit. I don't know, I find him a little cold.
Fair enough. Ron Studd beats Chavo. I just want to leave this in there so you guys saw Ron Studd beat somebody. And he won with a suplex. So I think they're building him up to have him lose to Jeff Jarrett.
That size visual was insane. Like, looking at the two of them side by side, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It's like watching a Goliath beat up a child. Like, not okay.
Like, he's sitting there putting the matches together and go, yep, that's a fair match. That's fair. All right, guys. nWBro's Saturday Night. We are kicking off the NWO Invitational Cruiserweight Tournament here. As Six takes on Johnny Too Tough Arcabella. 6'2" with a 33 reach. Hometown, the Dark Side. Pro record 34-5. Does it say Dr. Donut Eating Champ?
He was something like that, yeah.
Dr. Donut Eating Champ from 87 to 90. And the winner of the Mr. Shape Contest 1991 in Boise, Idaho. What is this? I can't. I don't understand the references. Nash is all over this. Anyway, I'll just read through what I've got here. Six is on the Six is in this matchup here against Johnny Too Tough Arcabella. And Nash and Hall are on the call here. They said that the referee is the Masked Assassin, which happens to be the name of what Nick Patrick's dad's wrestling gimmick was. The Masked
That's cool.
I'm like, you're really not trying hard to... Oh, the fucking balls on these guys. Look, it's a match. The Outsiders are hilarious. Six obviously gets the win over Johnny Too Tough Arcabella. I'm going to start with you, Kev. What did you think of all of this, and what have you got to give me?
Yeah, I've really got nothing to add here at all. I didn't I didn't get anything. I've got no notes at all. So yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't.
No?
Yeah, I didn't get anything from this bit.
I'm surprised. Okay, Blade.
I mean, I loved it. Obviously, it's a continuation of what we saw the week prior. Some interesting notes. Six is apparently Nash's personal favorite wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
His words, not mine. I love their tone of voice. Just this kind of like, it's like golf commentary.
Yeah.
It's very like soft spoken, like very like that enunciate their words. I'm like, this is great. I love the vibe. The continuous switching between like camera speeds and frames, like just made it feel weird and like very budget, which is great again. Um, Also, I think at the very end, there's like, when they're celebrating on the outside of the ring, there's sort of a couple of mentions of like wolves dropped in, and I was like, "Ooh, is this like the first like wolf pack kind of like reference showing up here?" Um, just an interesting.
Yeah, because they mentioned the wolf pack in the hotel and then that party as well, and then he had that mask on as well, and then they had that the the Trader Vic's the lyrics.
Werewolves in London.
So I don't know
yeah.
why they're mentioning wolves for. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're slowly but surely trying to like show that they're this separate faction within the NWO. Okay, the things that I really found funny here. Nash and Hall with that again, as Blade said, the golf kind of commentary. Six uses his girth and size advantage. Girth. Scott Hall calling it a belly to back souffle.
That's right. Yeah.
And so that affects all 7 cervicals, a couple of lumbars, and all 14 movable vertebrae.
I'm starting to feel like my notes got deleted or something because I remember that souffle writing that down, and then when I looked, I had absolutely nothing at all. I'm like, oh shit. So
That's
yeah,
okay.
my apologies. I think I did write stuff and it's gone.
That's all right, bro. I think that's what happened to me last episode. So yeah, knife edge chops like peeling an onion. Looks like he's setting up for a souffle. Spinning kick and it's over. Nick Patrick, he's talk. You can clearly hear his voice. And then they say, "Let's try and get away with this young man. Let's try and get away with this young man like your mates." Six is proud of his win. Ted, NWO, Sting, and Vince at ringside clapping really made me laugh. Congratulating their friend on a match he was definitely winning. And that's that. So let's move forward. Jericho has an interview about Six. Blade.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not this one. There was an interesting part I had because I think they interviewed Jericho again later in the footage we watched, but
Yeah.
I think it just sets up that they're going to be facing off. Halloween Havoc, and Jericho is, still on that really like hardcore white meat babyface tear where he's like, I'm going to score the first victory over the NWO. It's like, nah, you're not, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen.
Anything, Kev?
No, just Jericho's just like kind of pandering to the crowd, and it's like a pandering sort of promo. But the only thing I liked when he did the old "Come on, baby," he did that. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, not much from Jericho's character. Doesn't have much layers. You can see he's a strong talker. He's always had the gift of the gab, but right now I think he's this, as you said, white meat baby face, real pandering to the crowd to be, the honorable wrestler is not. It's not Jericho's personality, I guess. So yeah, we're not getting the best of him just yet.
No. And Roadblock, my boy, my friend, Joseph.
You interviewed him?
Roadblock. I interviewed. I was the first person that ever interviewed Roadblock about his wrestling career.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And then John Paz. All of a sudden, I see like a month later, he's got an interview with Roadblock. Then everyone's jumping on the Roadblock bandwagon. I was the first one. I found him on Facebook. I sent him a message, and he didn't see his message in his message requests until like over a year later. He responded, and I'm like, "Please, can I interview you?" And best guy had the best.
Oh man, I haven't seen that one. I gotta check
dude.
that out.
You will love it. He is so awesome, and his career is very interesting. And he remembers everything he did. Like I think we went through every single match he had in WCW.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I have the background info on what Roadblock thought of the, because this is like the first time he's been there in WCW. Savage doesn't face him, though. And I remember specifically saying to Roadblock when I interviewed him, I said, I love the part where you yelled out, I've been waiting my whole career for this. Like, all these things happen in wrestling. You watch all these things from week to week, but someone who's such a small character who's just got there like a Roadblock, like, you hear a comment like that and it makes you think to yourself, like, that's a whole human being that's lived a whole life right now, and he's not getting an interview, he's not getting anything like that, but just that little moment in time, you're realizing that this was actually a really fucking important moment for this guy, and it didn't matter to Randy, he's not fucking there. Roadblock cracks the shits over it, goes backstage, grabs poor Dusty Wolf, who I've also interviewed. I also have interviewed Dusty Wolf on the Insider's Edge podcast, who was fantastic to talk to as well. And Dusty Wolf gets destroyed. Dusty Rhodes wasn't happy that there was another Dusty. Roadblock wins and then challenges Lex Luger. Going to start with you here, Big Kev.
When Roadblock came out and he's got the sign all wrapped around him, I couldn't help but think of Blade. I was like, he's gonna like think this is fucking so stupid. It made me laugh as well. So yeah, I'm actually keen to hear what Blade thinks of the ring attire of Roadblock.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I think it's I think it's one of, I can see where it's like one of those holdovers sort of from, a bit of a bygone era where it's still that sort of like late 80s, maybe earlier 90s influence, like creeping in where everything is really literal. Like Roadblock has an actual road sign draped over his body. Like, we get it. Like, you don't need to hammer the point home.
It's like he's tripped over and then he landed
he's
the
got
side
caught
and,
up.
and it's stuck. It's like, I guess I'm just gonna go to the ring like this now.
Yeah. What a big dude though. Like,
Yeah.
big body, just like massive. And then like the beatdown. Am I getting confused? Because like I found it very funny. So like the move that he was doing basically seemed like the world's strongest slam, like Mark Henry's finisher, right? Did I see some like thing recently where Mark Henry was claiming that he was like the first person to come up with that move? Because if so, like that's such bullshit. I swear that was a thing I read recently. Like,
Really? It's not an unfathomable move, like picking them up like this and slamming them like that instead of turning and slamming like this. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
Mark Henry's one probably looks the best because he looks like he really just drives it. But whether he's the first, I don't know.
well, like that you see it happen all the time in WCW. Like Sick Boy used to do the F5, and so did Brian Adams. He used to do an F5 as well, years before Brock, was even in the business. You see it from time to time, moves that were used by other people before that were finishers in WWE.
The one I was most surprised with the moveset was Bull Nakana.
Yeah.
Her moveset was like, there was just like shitloads of moves that other wrestlers have pinched from her, like Randy Orton, like Paige did the same. Piles of moves. Submission. So it's funny how someone like her is so influential. So people like, way down the track. It's crazy.
Anyway, also in that Roadblock interview, he does talk about bringing out the sign, the road thing. And I specifically asked him on the show, and I'm not going to go into it at the moment because I can't remember exactly what he said, but I did ask him, like, okay, from show to show, like, Like, how did you get that thing?
Oh,
Like,
God.
did you travel with that thing? Like, how did you do that? Was it always in your car? Did you leave it on the production truck or something like that? The answer, maybe next week or next episode. Sorry, I'll.
Do you know where the best answer would have been if you just like, no, I just walked down the road and stole one every time I was going to this.
Oh fuck. All right, let's get to WCW Monday Nitro, boys. Again, October 21st, 1996, Mankato Civic Center, Mankato, Minnesota, 4,034 fans. Notable artists and events that were held here included Aerosmith, Bob Dylan, Elton John, John Mellencamp, Kenny Rogers, Kiss, Monster Jam, Tom Petty, Weird Al Yankovic. Elton's played everywhere, hasn't he? Ratings again, boys. The last week, again, Nitro did a 3.3, Raw did a 1.8. This week, surprisingly, Nitro did a 3.2 and Raw jumped back up to a 2.6.
Wow, so that's a big jump.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest jumps I've seen.
Wonder what's going on over there. Maybe Stone Cold's starting to run wild there, eh?
Yeah, I wonder if they might have just had a pay-per-view the night before. Usually the isn't it? Didn't fuckhead say that usually the ratings up the day after a pay-per-view or something? Again, Larry and Tony are talking. They talk about Randy. Larry really hammers home about Liz being his ex-wife. And to end that segment, NWO, Sting, and Six are hanging out. Six has his camcorder. And we get some highlights of Liz Blade.
Yeah, I didn't have too much to say. I guess again, it's just like recapping most of the previous stuff, and yeah, we see some of the NWO guys with the camcorder. Yeah,
Not a problem. Big Kev.
Was this the bit that includes Jericho's match or not? Or are we just going from the intro
Jericho's
here?
match is after this. I
Okay,
believe.
cool, gotcha. Yeah, just as Blade said, just some recapping here. Yeah, nothing much to add.
No worries. Bobby Eaton, Jericho in the next matchup. Kev.
We know Jericho's winning this match.
Yeah.
I just liked at the end here. Jericho pinned him with like Eaton's shoulder was clearly up. It was like that. I find that funny. Yeah, like he was like his shoulders like way off the mat and counts the three, and it's over.
Was Nick Patrick the ref?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so I did. I think I just a match to set up the Jericho 6 match at the pay-per-view. I think
Yeah.
6 and Fake Sting was watch on. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade, anything to add here?
yeah, just same as Kev. I think it was funny that they're like they keep flashing back between the two of them, and like Jericho's kind of like looking up at Six, and then Six is doing all this like he's doing the thing that he's like crotch chopping, and he's trying to he gives him one of these, flipping him off. Such assholes.
So yes, it is 6 in Jericho at Halloween Havoc. I'm very excited to see that match.
I mean this pay-per-view is really starting to shape up to be
Stacked.
It's
big
looking
time.
stacked.
Like probably the most big caliber matches from top to bottom, really.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I didn't have anything else really to add here, except they never really ended the Blue Bloods feud with Eaton, but I'm sure you guys aren't too devastated about that. The missile dropkick ended it. Jericho won in 7 minutes, 5 seconds. We get the interview with Jericho. Tony is interviewing Jericho. Jericho mentions that it's I don't know, whatever it was, like a coincidence that Six is out here, and in 6 days he'll be facing him at Halloween. Very clever. Good old baby face promo here from Jericho. Good fire. I would say good fire at least. Kev, anything?
Yeah, there's nothing much to know here. It's just another sort of pandering to the crowd, sort of from Jericho. You can see he's a strong talker. But
This makes me sick.
just Jericho needs more meat on the bone yeah.
Yeah.
But you definitely see that like his talent is hell, like as a talker. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's not surprising that he becomes what he becomes.
That's right. Blade, anything?
Jericho did a little stumble here. I think
Oh.
he goes. I think he's talking about. He's like WCW and NWO, but I think he like got them the wrong way around. So he ends up saying WWNWO. So you know,
Sounds like a Lugerism there, eh?
that's it. I was going to be like add it to the Blade nitpicks compilation.
I'll have to have a look back at that.
Yeah, it's just very quick, but yeah, caught in my ear, so sucked in Jericho.
Very nice. Following this was not in your footage that I gave you guys. Jimmy Graffiti made his debut and lost to Dean Malenko in 6:38.
Jimmy Graffiti, that rings a bell. Who's he again?
Jimmy Del Rey.
Okay, I know the name, like, so I'd have to see what he looks like again.
They yeah, it was a complete different look than what he used to have. He used to be in a tag team called fucking the Heavenly Bodies with Tom Pritchard.
Okay, right. Remember them? They were in the WWF.
Yeah. Yes, they were. Anyway, DDP, Craig Pittman. DDP wins this in 2 minutes 54 seconds. Kev, you're shaking your head.
It's just more comedy here. Teddy Long again, getting screwed over. But I felt like Teddy Long just fucked Pittman here again. Like, get out of the ring, you idiot! Just don't be there. You're killing this guy. Pittman had the match won, and then got just because the affiliation with Teddy Long, Pittman's never gonna win here. It's funny stuff.
It is. Blade, do you have anything?
I like seeing the escalation like week over week, and that's kind of that creeping in thing where you're like, man, I really want to see like Teddy Long actually put his hands on Nick Patrick, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's building that anticipation. So I hope there's some payoff down the track.
Yes. I don't think we've seen Pittman since the Disney MGM studios. But yeah, it's just kind of one of the first times DDP felt like they made him look more like a babyface. Even though he's still kind of like at the tail end of his thing with Eddie Guerrero. I thought like after Pittman screwed here, I thought like Teddy should be he should hit Nick at this point.
That's what I thought was going to happen here, right?
Yeah. Like again, dude. It's not even Jim Powers this time. It's someone else, and it happened again. And again, Tony Schiavone interviews Nick Patrick. They show footage of I don't know, NWO Saturday Night, and Nick says that he's twice the shape that man is in. Blade, anything?
I just love Patrick blaming Teddy Long for any wrong calls that were made. Like it takes absolutely no responsibility. It's so
What a
good.
fuckhead. Kev, anything?
No, he just accuses Randy Anderson again. It's like it definitely looks like Randy Anderson. It's like he keeps trying to throw him under the bus. It's hilarious.
Like Randy Anderson's so much shorter than him as well.
I don't understand why wrestling can't be this like this again.
Yeah.
It's not even hard. It's not even anything really. It's very comedic, but not in a way that they're purposely trying to be funny. Whereas like when you get that now, and someone tries to do anything comedic and they're not delivering it in a comedic fashion, it really comes across as really bad. Whereas I think probably here, Nick Patrick's, I'm assuming that in reality, he's quite a funny guy anyway, because he's very animated with his visual, like his facials when someone's in his face, his eyes get real big. He's just got it. He's just got it, and he's a pro. So, just good stuff here. Like it's funny, but yeah, it's very humorous, but done so over the top. But it's not. If it's, I don't know. It's just really, really good. Really well done.
It's just funny to me that like this referee's he gets an interview every week. And it's not just on Nitro, it's on Saturday night as well. He's all over the place. Ron Studd and Jeff Jarrett is the next matchup. Jarrett's made his entrance and Ric Flair walks to the ring and he and Jarrett have a bit of a strut off. The fans kept booing Jarrett when he did it and then cheering when Flair did it. Kev, anything here?
I think that they're doing the similar thing that we were doing with Randy against the Giant, where the Jarrett's sort of facing those bigger guys to show that he can hang and beat these bigger men. I thought that suplex he did. No, we're just talking about the segment or the match as well. Is that right?
You can talk about the match as well. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess they kind of slot Jarrett in with Flair and the Horseman at this point. I guess he's like kind of the replacement. In the meantime, they're trying to give Flair he's trying to give him the rub as well, so that the fans will accept him. I guess that's what they're doing. But that match, that suplex was really impressive. I don't really have my hell of a lot here.
No worries. Blade.
I had to laugh because I can't remember who was on commentary, but they're like, Ric Flair making his way down to the ring in street clothing, and he's wearing like a full suit with a with a t-shirt. I'm like, that's Rick's streetwear. The strut off thing, I was like, I felt exactly like the fans. I'm like, when Rick does it, it's sick. When Jarrett does it, it's annoying. Yeah, I was just like, nah, it's all Rick or nothing. I did, and being that I haven't seen this stuff, I think a big thing that sort of popped up into my mind was like, so obviously they've sort of got this alignment now between Flair and Double J, and I'm like, how will the rest of the Horsemen sort of receive this, right? Because they seem like a pretty like insular, like it's just the four of us, right? We're the four Horsemen. So now you've got like a fifth guy, and I'm like, what's going to happen? Like, is there going to be repercussions for Rick sort of, bringing someone else into the fold?
Right.
Even if he is a stand-in. I don't know. It was just a thing that I was like, I'm curious to see what the progression of that might be.
Yeah, very good. I don't think I had too much to add here. Jarrett beat Ron Studd in 1 minute and 28 seconds, and I'm like, like, you're killing this big guy here. Like, at least give him like another minute and a half or something. Like, at least give him something. Like, I get it, but you just beat Chavo, and it's just...
Yeah, the difference between when Savage would face a bigger guy, Savage would take a beating and then use something to get back in the match, and then win the match. Whereas it would protect the bigger guy he was facing. Whereas this is not doing that whatsoever. It's kind of like, as you said, we're kind of burying them a little bit.
Well, like Savage would like hit people with a chair or shove them into the ring post or something, I
wonder if that comes down to like Savage just knowing psychology a bit more and knowing how to make it happen.
So Tony's with Jeff, and again he mentions the Giant. Finally, there's something happening here between Giant and Jarrett. Giant was watching as Jarrett was talking. This feud is white hot, boys. Flair is there too. He addresses the NWO, and I like this line. Yeah, smarter the Horseman, and worst of all, you played the game dirtier.
Yeah.
So that was a good line. And Flair states he'll be in Jarrett's corner, and the Horsemen will kick the NWO's ass. Blade.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I mean, I loved that Flair sort of endorsed it because it's not necessarily what I sort of would have thought necessarily would have happened prior to that. It does. I am curious why they didn't try to add any additional content in. Like you said, like the fact that it's just like, oh, cool, giants in the audience, like watching him speak.
That's it. Yeah.
Like there's no drama in that. Like where I know they were obviously pressed for time with, doing this pivot, but like I feel like you could have added a bit more build to sort of, give it some gas.
Just something.
Yeah.
Kev, anything else here?
No, not a hell of a lot. I think I've said most of what I've. Yeah. No, I think I'm all good.
Okay. So yeah, the next part was all those adverts, one after another. Snap to win. In the monster truck, which is essentially a ute. The Wendy's grilled chicken breast sandwich. That looked nice. Apparently it's not available anymore though. Mario 64, as was mentioned before. They promoted there's this advert for Halloween on Ice with figure skating's best Friday at 8:30 p.m. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're sitting there at 8:30 on a Friday after that whole week of work, that's what you're doing on your Friday night, Halloween on Ice, watching figure skating's best. Come on.
There might be some hot chicks there.
It's not all about. It's always about sex, Kev. Jeez.
I didn't say chicks, just said chicks. There could be some nice ladies there.
Another point refuted.
I'll delete that straight away.
Two for me.
Congressman LaHood. He's changing the world there, wherever it is. And obviously Honda World, which I found funny. Like like you see these car adverts and the cars driving down the highway. They had Simply Irresistible by Robert Palmer playing in the background, so that's kind of what made me laugh the most here. Our number 2 boys, Eric, Mike, Bobby. Eric thinks Savage won't be here, even though they've booked him in a match with Benoit. Like, why are you booking him if you don't think he's going to be there? Like, as the main event as well.
Yeah.
People in the crowd, again, you see the crowd? Real people. Real people. Not like today, with the mutants that are out there.
Mutants.
Coming up next, boys. Roadblock, my boy.
Yeah.
My boy, Joseph, taking on Lex Luger. Yes. I love this. Kev, what did you think of the match here with Roadblock and Luger?
Yeah, I was in two minds with the ending of this with the rack. He's trying to get him up and he drops him and he drops him again.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, can he just not get him up to do it? And then third time he did it. So I'm like, could he not do it, or he did it purposely, like did the 3?
Yeah.
I couldn't work that out, which is kind of cool.
Blade, what did you think?
I just thought it was an impressive feat. I was like, damn. Like, again, like Kev, I couldn't tell if it was they were selling it or,
Either.
Luger kind of went like this after the second one. He was like, ugh.
It's like, no, let's go for a third one. And then he reefs him up there. Yeah, huge.
Because usually, like in wrestling, they'll do things in 3s like that. Like first time, second time, but then the third time. But I don't know. The second time he tried to get him up, I was like I think he legitimately couldn't get him up. But also in my Roadblock interview, we do go into detail about what happened there. So
this interview with Roadblock is a must see. So if click after watching this, click on that and watch that interview. This is some juicy shit you need to know. All right.
Yeah, we're dying to know what Roadblock thought about.
I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely watching this.
How
for
Luger
sure.
couldn't pick him up. We'll see. I can't remember exactly what he said. It was a while ago. But imagine he didn't get it the third time. That would have been real. That would have been terrible.
What's Luger going to do? Like, what's the next step for Luger?
Yeah, what would you do? But yeah, he beat Roadblock in 3 minutes 47 seconds. I'm like, Jesus, very quick. But anyway, show the replay and Luger with the torture rack. But I found Bobby saying, "To see what happens if you eat your spinach," was a cute little comment. nWBro t-shirt advert again.
Shirt.
1-800 Collect Row Report with Lee Marshall.
Context. Lee Marshall was a commentator and announcer for the AWA and World Championship Wrestling. Starting in October 1996, Marshall began a weekly 60-second segment on WCW Monday Nitro called On the Road, when he placed a phone call to Tony Schiavone via 1-800 Collect from somewhere in America to plug the following week's Nitro. Oftentimes, he would be there when tickets went on sale, a lot of times with some of the Nitro girls. You already know where I'm going with this. Goddamn. Che, Spice, Kimberly fucking Page, Fire, Storm, Tigress, Whisper. Jesus Christ, I'm about to chunder from down under with some WCW White Thunder.
And then after that, boys, American Mouse. American Mouse. They're back, baby. Scotty Riggs must be back from his injury. They take on Harlem Heat.
Was that from all the way back when he got belted in the episode with the lawn dart? Is that from then?
No, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure he's wrestled
in episode 4 on the nWBro's podcast. So
I don't know.
From there?
No, I don't know. But I know that he's been off for a while, and then Bagwell was teaming with Jericho for a little bit.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
but they're back. They're back, and we're happy to see them back. So yes, I'm going to start here with Blade.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a ton to say. I was upset that we didn't get to hear the American Males theme song.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah,
it is very, very funny. I guess I couldn't help but reflect, I guess, on the recent stuff as well. Obviously, with Bagwell having his amputation, it's just it's been a really crazy time with the stuff that's been going on lately. But yeah, obviously this is again a lot of NWO members observing other wrestlers from in the crowd, and I don't know if they're trying to do this. We talked about sort of like when the Outsiders sort of powdered out when they had the face down the previous week. It's like if they're trying to show them as more sort of opportunistic and calculated. But yeah, I don't know. It's happened a couple of times now, and I'm sort of like, surely that they could be angling with a few different things.
Yeah, fair enough. Kev.
So yeah, we're getting the NWO filming with cameras in this whole episode, which I'm not sure why they're doing that. Nash was filming, X6 was filming. So yeah, I can't remember if this is ever explained or what they're doing that for. I really found it really funny when Sherry was coming in the ring in the match, and Nick Patrick's like super nice with her. Sherry, you've got to go out of the ring. Like the way he does it. Anyone else, he's like fully like, go out of the ring, and he's like he's trying to throw his authority around. But Sherry was so nice to her, like, Sherry, you got to move out of the ring. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but that really made me laugh. Yeah, Patrick again totally misses Colonel Parker coming up on the apron trying to punch Riggs. It was just, it's almost like he was just casually looking around and complete like once again, he's got his favorites he picks and screws them over. It's funny stuff.
Yeah, a year ago that American Males actually won the tag titles off Harlem Heat. And I thought it was interesting that there was no mention of Public Enemy at all this week.
Yeah, they're gone.
And yeah, just as the match was going on, I burst into laughter because like Nick's neck is fucked in that neck brace from a punch from a month ago. Yes, so not really much else here. Just Nick fucking everything up as usual. I did find it funny also Bobby Heenan thought that Nick Patrick was courageous. But yeah, as far as the American Male is concerned and the theme song, I wanted to let you guys know what the words are. Aside from the bit that says American Males, American Males. When you see them coming, you better run for cover. Girls, you don't need a weekend lover. Ooh, American Males. If they want to talk to you, you better not listen. You might wind up in critical condition. Ha ha, American Males. I don't what? Why?
They're insinuating they've got massive schlongs, and if you mess with them, you're going to get fucked up, and you know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Giant schlongs. Oh, fuck. We're supposed to be grown adults and we're all laughing at that. Unbelievable, Kev.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know. But Sting is in the building as we go to commercial, apparently. And then I believe the next match you guys didn't have, but it was the Fantastics. Yeah, the Fantastics. Against the Faces of Fear. The Fantastics is Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. They had been around since 1985.
Wow.
So this is their only televised match at WCW, but the Faces of Fear won it in 5 minutes, 18 seconds.
Bobby Fulton's he's quite a big guy with a kind of frizzy long hair. Is that the guy?
Oh, no, that's
Fuller.
Rick Fuller.
Yeah, cool. I'm getting mixed up. Okay, yeah, no, that's all right.
Yeah, fuck. Blade hasn't seen Rick Fuller yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be too long till he's there. But yeah, they should. Well, the prior week, Faces of Fear wrestled the Rock and Roll Express, didn't they? Or was the week before that?
Oh.
And now the Fantastics. Like, put them against the Midnight Express next. That's what I've written here. Eric, Bobby, and Mike again. Eric's hyping a surprise. He covers the Savage issue and whatever. We get to the 1 hour, 18-minute mark of the show. JL, this is a big segment here on this show. JL takes on, well, we're supposed to think it's Sting. Out comes NWO Sting. Oh, I bet you two are. Out he comes. Then the NWO show up as well. The NWO Sting is killing JL here. And then the real Sting shows up. This must have been very interesting for you two to see, because you know what, when I was watching this, I was like, oh, I thought Sting didn't show up for like another year. I didn't realize that he was here at all. So I'm going to start with you here, Blade. What did you think of this segment?
Yeah, I was really surprised in that, obviously they planted seeds to a degree through like commentary and some other things. I don't know if it's a sign of the times where, like, obviously in current wrestling, I feel like it's the build is always a lot more obvious, like for when someone returns most of the time, unless they're trying to make it a surprise. But anyway, very interesting. I think I sort of like looking at Sting at this point, I'm like, it's very clear to see that this is sort of almost like when Hollywood Hogan started, where it's like the look that we've come to know and love is just like it's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And like it's that sort of prototype phase, which is, is awesome. Like you can see, obviously, the Crow has had a huge influence here, and Sting looks completely different. He's dyed his hair and grown it out a bit and stuff, which is cool. Um, I I thought it was really awesome. I love that he sort of played it down the line in terms of being like, yeah, if you pay me enough money, maybe I'll join you, but who knows, maybe not. I just kind of love this, yeah, sort of like rogue element that they introduced for Sting here, and obviously, you know, I don't know the full run, but this sets up for kind of, I guess, bigger things to come for that character as it evolves. But yeah, awesome to see him back. I'm actually glad that he made a return sooner than later.
Yeah, it's like you see that face paint just black and white for the first time like that. I wonder what the process was like when he's doing it, and he thought to himself, he had to have thought to himself, you know what, maybe I should cover the chin as well instead of just having it be like on the cheeks there, and obviously his forehead. But yeah, I wonder what the process was like with him trying to like perfect the face paint. Kev, do you have anything here?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. Well, we'll start with JL when he comes out. Because I know Jerry Lynn is a massive metalhead. I've heard from like numerous stories of people riding in the cars with him. He puts on this like death metal in the car, so when he's driving anywhere,
Yeah.
it's just blasting it. He's like, "Ugh." So when he came out, he looked at the camera and went, "Oh," like that.
Really?
Yeah. When he did that, it made me laugh. Yeah, so yeah, as Blade said, this is like the prototype sort of Sting. He's not quite got everything there. He comes out. It's quite an interesting dynamic how the NWO just lets him beat up the fake Sting.
Yeah.
So it leaves you with that feeling as like at the time you're probably thinking, is he with them? Is he not with them? Which is good. DiBiase sort of pitches to Sting about joining. I like Nash's quote. He says to quote one of his favorite poets, Jim Morrison, says, "Break on through to the other side." That was awesome. Halls had a great line as well. He said, "Sting has nothing to show for being 9 years being the flag bearer." And also he said, "No one knows better than us about imposters ripping them off," referring to the WWF ripping them off and their fake Diesel and fake Razor. That was a really good line. And then Sting just ended with says the only thing sure about Sting is nothing at all. So that was a really good line to just close it off, and leaving that sort of, as Blade said, like, will he join? We don't know. It's like that sort of, it's all up in the air. It's good stuff.
Yeah, because if he does join, WCW's fucked. Like,
yeah.
That would really tip the scales. But yeah, I did find it interesting. Yes, that like Sting pointing at the NWO Sting, like right there is your cheap imitation. I found this to be compelling television. I believe we got the first ever Sting death drop, Scorpion death drop here, and he followed it up with the two big elbow drops as well. And the NWO get in the ring and gave Sting an applause. I love this kind of stuff. They're being such suckholes trying to get him to join, like the Giant trying to open the ropes for Sting, and but yeah, and I loved afterwards. Sting's walked off, and the NWO Sting has got back up and isn't upset at all that they didn't have his back, and they threw him under the bus. Sting coming out in the black and white, like, if this were real, imagine like the WCW Motorsports team being like, gotta spray paint the car a different color now. We're about to go to break, and Eric is like, hold it. Savage is here. And then Bobby says, if something happens here tonight, you're by yourself. Anyway. Benoit's theme plays, and Eric is gone trying to find Randy, or he's going to find Randy when he comes out. and Bobby and Mike have no idea what's going on. I like the way that they do this. I like the way that they sell the disarray of what's going on, because things that are happening are just it's sending the show always into chaos, and things are happening that weren't planned. Like Eric wasn't planning on not being on commentary, and now Bobby and Mike seem like they're scrambling because they're trying to make this seem real. But yeah, Savage's theme music plays. How fucking sick did Randy Savage look in that black outfit? In all black, he's
It's
brooding.
almost like the Undertaker.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of reminded me of like Ed Leslie a little bit, a darker tone to him, and Sting's now darker. It's just interesting how everyone who's been upset by the NWO starts wearing black, and but yeah, we essentially we get footage shown here of Hogan on set for the Three Ninjas film. We're gonna have to watch that and do a little review, I think, guys. And the NWO are taking over the film, and the Giant is the director. The cameras are rolling, and Liz is on the shoot. She's complaining that it isn't working, and you've ruined my life for the second time. And I'm sure that Blade, I'm going to throw to you first here, Blade, but I'm sure you love this line. You're going to learn that you don't embarrass Hollywood in front of cameras out there, dear. What Hollywood wants, Hollywood's going to get. Whilst he's touching her on the chin.
So gross.
That is fucking disgusting. What
Yeah.
did you think of this whole thing here, Blade?
I loved it. I think it was great, and I also found myself laughing at Giant a number of times as well. There's a particular like thing where he's just screaming at a camera guy about using the right lens. I'm like, what the fuck does he know about cameras? Surely. I think this was a great sort of example of like Hogan is continuing to build that insufferability like every week, and this kind of like added that cherry on top of that and continued to build it. Like he's becoming increasingly unlikable and really separating himself from the red and yellow Hulk Hogan, which is awesome. I really love this from Macho Man, like the whole his part after that as well.
Yeah.
This was a really, really good segment, and like to me, like this actually is probably sucked me into being like the most interested in the arc of like how this is going to play out heading forward, and they've done that in such a almost like a relatively small window of time, right? Like this started last Nitro. So yeah, I've really loved the build of this specifically. I think it's been a real standout in the last couple of episodes of Nitro.
Very nice. Big Kev, thoughts?
Yeah, like when you're seeing Hogan, he's on set of his movie and he's filming all this for the show. It's like this could be done with a lot of others who go to do movies and wrestling nowadays. Like The Rock did his bit with Cena. He could have done something like this. I'm at the set of this. Like I like how they've incorporated his movie into the storyline of the show.
Yeah.
That's great. I want did Elizabeth actually have a role in this movie, or is that just set on the story? Because I'm finding that bit interesting. And if she is on it, that's really cool. Like Hogan got her the role. And I like his line. He said she's the greatest actress in the world. It's like come on.
She's not. Okay. She's all right, but
the ending after Macho watched this, he said how fragile relationships can be, and business, even marriage is fragile. And then he said, Hogan, life is fragile. And then the way Eric Bischoff acted, like he was insinuating like Macho Man was going to go kill him or something. That's what I got from it. So I don't know how you guys took that last bit. But Macho Man's demeanor is really integral, and how serious this guy is, and the potential, like he's gonna kill Hogan, you know.
I think it's because it's such like a wild swing in disposition between his usual, like he's so like gregarious and big and like everything he does, and then it's quite it's quite entrancing, the right word. Like I'm captivated by seeing him be subdued, because it's such a departure from what I expect him to be. Um, it certainly has like elevated my appreciation of him a lot in this 2 week snippet of just like, actually this is why he is who he is. Like he's very good at what he does.
Like Savage can say a lot by not saying anything at all.
Yeah.
And that's it just I've always thought Savage is the best, like as far as in ring and character and promos. He's still for me he's the GOAT.
So as far as Three Ninjas is concerned, Liz is not in the film.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't know. God, it's so weird. So the Three Ninjas, there was four of them of these films. Hogan's only in one of them, and the original Three Ninja. I think they're supposed to be three like kids, aren't they?
Yeah, I can remember the movies years ago. I just can't really remember the premise of what the movie's about.
Well, this one's High Noon at Mega Mountain, but the young lads that played him in '92 were not in the fourth film. I think there's only one person from the whole franchise that was actually in the fourth film. I don't know. But yeah, universally negative reviews and considered to be the worst of the four in the series, and on Rotten Tomatoes 0%.
Wow.
I can't wait to watch it. Anyway, okay. I thought that you might have picked up on this, Kev. I'm not sure if you said anything whilst I was doing research there, but and Blade, you too. The last thing that Hogan said was, "I'll see you at Havoc, macho creep."
Yeah.
So shit.
Is that better or worse than Macho Puke?
We'll have to do a poll.
Yeah.
What everyone thinks. Would you rather macho puke or macho creep? So yes, Randy walks off. He seems all broken up again. Could have put him, Sting, and Ed Leslie together. Could be this dark alliance to combat the NWO. Anyway, let's get to WCW Saturday Night, guys. There's not much left here. Dusty and Tony open the show here on October 26th. Why don't I have the name of the arena written down? It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, saves a bit of time, eh?
I don't even have... Wait, hang on. What location was this at? This is ridiculous on my end of things here. We were in Rochester, Minnesota. Okay, that's all that matters. At least I said that. So yeah, Dusty and Tony opened the show. I love Dusty saying, "We beat a dead horse sometimes." Nick Patrick gets Harlem Heat DQ'd. And they get mad at Robert
you
Parker.
didn't sound like Dusty there. You sound like someone from The Sopranos or something like that.
Hey, from fuck New York, huh? Hey, fuck, we beat a fucking dead horse sometimes. Dusty's voice is hard to do, eh?
It sounds like it'd be easy. Last time I did it, what did I sound like? I sounded gay.
The American dream, baby. I can't do it, bro.
At least you didn't.
Else...
At least you didn't choke like when I tried to do Arn Anderson.
Fuck's sake. I love our impressions. But yeah, anyway, Nick Patrick gets Harlem Heat DQ'd. So they lost to Rough and Ready, which is hilarious to me. And then Harlem Heat have an interview. Sherry's quite serious and talks about them being 6-time tag champs for a reason. Is there anything here, boys, Kev?
I need to put it's like Harlem Heat like wrestling again. It's like how much do they make these dudes work? They seem to be fucking wrestling everyone. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the point of this match was because they ended up losing. I think it was just to get Sherry to try to because there was like an altercation between Booker and Colonel Parker. They seem to be at each other, and then Sherry's like, we got to focus on Hall and Nash at the pay-per-view. At the end there, did Stevie Ray said, all you suckers out there who with your NWO shirt, you can stick it and wash your ass with it or something? He said, you go wash your ass? Is that what he said?
I don't remember that, though.
It said something at the end. I was like, it was really hard to hear properly what he said. Yeah, just take your NWO shirt, stick it and wash your ass. That's what he said. So it was something along those lines. I was like,
What the fuck?
What?
Well, the Saturday show at 6:05. It's
Yeah.
Blade, anything here?
I don't know if I've raised this before. I don't think I raised this in a previous episode, and it only sort of hit me as like a mind thing. But I'm like, Harlem Heat with, Colonel Parker and
Sherry.
is such a weird. It's such a weird combo, and I don't know if there's context I'm missing there, but also like the optics to this hit only really hit me for the first time, where you've got like a white plantation owner looking type guy managing black wrestlers, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to bring race into it, but I'm like, it's just fucking. It is a little bit weird.
Well, I don't know. Do you know the genesis of this team?
No, that's what I mean. Like, I obviously said I don't have the context. I'm just saying, like, as someone who was watching, I was like,
Oh, God.
Optically, it's weird.
Okay, I've just read about it. On June 22nd, 1993, the brothers debuted in WCW as the tag team Harlem Heat, with Booker renamed Cole and Stevie Ray renamed Kane. That's interesting. They were then billed from Harlem. Originally, they were supposed to be a pair of prisoners, won in a card game by manager Colonel Robert Clark. A card game.
So you're right.
And but was changed due to racial sensitivity based on their look coming out to the ring in wrist and foot shackles.
Oh no!
I think I've heard Stevie Ray talk about this, and this was a what's the name? Ole Anderson idea.
Oh, of course.
But I think I remember Stevie Ray saying though, like Ole Anderson was kind of like quite racist towards them, but at the same time was instrumental in them getting the opportunity. Like he really saw something in them, but the way he talked to them and the way he was yeah. He said that was just really strange because it was like he had their back and really wanted to do something with them, but at the same time was quite like that. So interesting.
Not knowing that background information now makes me feel even weirder about that. That's fucked. That's real fucked.
That's so fucking gross. A card game.
So what year was that? What year was this?
That's 93.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's too late. I'm sorry. That's not even acceptable. And like, it's like, oh, it was the 60s. I was like, nah, that's
93. That's nuts. Wow.
Apparently, they dropped the Cole and Kane names by. Oh gosh, doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? I've already lost it. I lost it. Doesn't matter. I think within the year anyway. So they went back to Booker T and Stevie Ray.
we got an interesting story out of that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm sure there's an interesting story out of this one. Jeff Jarrett taking on my good friend Roadblock. He's
working.
He's been featured 3 times this episode. I excuse the choppy footage here. I have no idea what the problem was, guys. My recordings of the old WCW Saturday Night as audio and visual problems. I don't really have much to add here except Jarrett beats Roadblock after a suplex in the figure four. Blade?
Yeah, I had my point here that Kev sort of made earlier where it looks like they're doing that whole giant killer type arc of things for Double J as they head towards, facing the giant at Halloween Havoc.
I mean,
So
it makes sense that they put, you need some tune-up matches, so they put him with the big guys. I just feel bad that some of these big guys keep losing. Like Roadblock, okay, he got a win over Dusty Wolf, but then he lost to Luger, and now he's lost to Jarrett, so that's all right. Kev, anything?
No, I didn't have anything here to note.
I just wanted to make one point before we continue. There's not much left here in this episode, but I sometimes when I'm doing research with my notes before we start recording, I look at reviews that other people have done on old episodes of wrestling, and it seems like there's just a constant history of all of these people that did reviews of like wrestling in the 90s or whatever that just fucking shit all over it all the time. Like, nothing's ever fucking good enough. Like, what do you want? Like, I was reading up about this episode of Saturday Night just a little bit, and they're just fucking shitting all over Roadblock and being sarcastic about him and just shitting all over everything. And I'm like, what is it that you fucking want from wrestling? If this wasn't good enough, then shit. How do you feel about today's wrestling?
I think the problem with these people is they don't take into context the time period of what they're watching. You've got to take that into context when you're watching something. You can't just go, "Oh, what's this guy?" It's a time period of this wasn't looked at as cheesy or corny. Whereas, like, watch fucking now. That's way more cheesy and corny and not believable. So I think that the people watch don't have that in mind frame to watch something. With an eye that, we take it. I think all three of us do that. We watch it for the time period it was and critique it under that parameter of what it is,
Yeah. And I don't know. I just wanted to make that point because it just seems like it's really prevalent that no matter where you look, everyone's just like hate watching and doing reviews on it and looking like they're going into it ready to make fun of it or to say how shit this is. Like,
I've seen a few shorts of guys watching older wrestling and they're like laughing and mocking it. And I'm like, fuck off, you losers.
Dude, I'm sorry, but the Deadlock podcast, look, they run New Legacy, which is like a pretty big channel for wrestling video games and all that. But they've got a podcast called the Deadlock Podcast, right? I don't want to go on too much of a rant about this, but like, I'm really sorry. Like, they all seem like fun guys and they take the piss out of it way too fucking much. They're always fucking laughing and everything. They're always like making fun of it. And it's just like, what do you fucking want?
I mean,
what is it?
I think I speak for all of us. Everything we watch and everything we review, even if we kind of shit on it a little bit or make fun of it, we always come from a place of respect for what they do. I respect all the wrestlers. I respect the whole thing. So I don't never like it's like mocking them, making fun of. It's always from a place of respect.
Yeah. I think that sort of encapsulates my thing as like, yeah, it's fine to have all your own opinions and stuff like that. But I think if you were to ask anybody who's in the wrestling business or has been in the wrestling business, is that you respect every single person that's paved the way, regardless of where they sat in the card and what they did. The fact is that while you sat your ass on a chair and didn't draw a fucking dollar, they were the ones in the ring putting their bodies on the line, missing time with their family and entertaining people. So like, maybe at times it's okay for you to shut the fuck up. It's my 2 cents.
Nice.
Hell, Carl, you did a whole podcast on talking to people in the industry, not all, but a lot of guys that didn't get their kudos or maybe didn't get that massive spotlight or had the potential to, but didn't get that chance. So your whole podcast was based on that of these stories that you don't always get to hear, which is, so.
Yeah, because we've heard about everyone, like all the popular people's story in wrestling. All the people that weren't as well known, all their stories are just as interesting, as far as I'm concerned. And I, Blade, you've listened to pretty much every episode of the old.
I listened to every single episode.
Yeah, like remember when I interviewed Randy Hogan, and I think he cried like twice. Like,
Wow.
I wanted to like let the guys know that like they were like important. I wanted to let them know that they didn't do this for nothing, and there were people out there that appreciated them, and it always hit them strongly when I would say, I live in the most isolated city in the world. From all the way over here, you had someone who appreciated what you did and was a fan of you. That's them, makes them think like, wow, I really did reach quite far. And by the end of the interview, they're all like pumped up and happy about, their life and everything. That was the whole point. So fuck it. I just wanted to make that point. When the Deadlock podcast guys were saying like, oh, Disco Inferno can't wrestle and all this stuff. I'm like, when you say shit like that, you just expose yourself as somebody that hasn't watched enough of it, and you're just going off because of a tweet that Cody made or whatever about Disco. So no, Disco could actually wrestle pretty good. So when you say things like that, you discredit yourself. Let's move forward. Then Ryan Pittman in a match here. I love every time I've mentioned something to do with Nick Patrick, both of you. I see Blade start to smirk and giggle, and then I see Kev shaking his head. Okay, I'm going to throw it to you, Kev. What did you think of what happened here with Nick Patrick again?
It's just more of the same, isn't it?
Like, it can't be a coincidence at this point.
No. But this time I was like, Teddy Long, like he's got to hit him here. He's got to hit him here. I almost felt like he was going to rip his shirt off and him put the referee's shirt on, and like I'll fucking ref the match. You're killing me here, But yeah, just more of the same. More. You know what? I'm not getting old. It's not getting old. It's still making me laugh like every single time.
It's like before it was happening once every couple of weeks. Now it's like more than once a week on more than one episode of wrestling television. He's doing something that fucks a match up.
And I just like how it's just like this little story between these two. It's like a small like portion of the story of the whole show, but it's just featured. I don't know where this. I'd love to know how these ideas come about and how this. Who was the person that saw something in Nick Patrick and said, yeah, let's get this guy a role on the show. Like someone's got to have known it of him or his potential to do this. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got that spot. Like
yeah.
It's these kind of stories I'd really like to know.
Yeah, it is quite funny, isn't it? I don't know. Surely by now Teddy should have like contacted management of WCW and be like, can you please get me a different referee next week for can we please stop having Nick Patrick officiate my matches for my guys every week? Blade, anything here?
No, I just feel like this is kind of like the edging version of like wanting to see Teddy Long clock Nick Patrick. I'm like, come on, man. Like just hit the guy, damn
it. But yeah, loved Nick Patrick's facial expressions as Teddy was threatening to choke him in the corner. I
also like how Nick Patrick, because it's Teddy Long and he's not that big compared to him, is quite arrogant with him. Whereas when it's someone who's like massive, he's like his eyes sell that he's like fearing for his life. He thinks he's going to get killed. Yeah,
what a fuckhead!
Brilliant character in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, and we're getting towards the end here, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. nWBro's Saturday Night, the third round of the NWO Tag Team Tournament. Okay, here are the combatants taking on the outsiders.
This is great.
Tough Tony the Tiger Washberg. Why does he have two monikers? It's so funny. Height 6'6".
I feel like 6 made up this next guy.
Weight 299 from Robbinsdale, Minnesota. He's 59 and 18 in his career. Penn Golden Grappler Tag Team winners and champ of the Pipe Fitters of Minnesota. And his tag team partner, Bud Smoky Green. 6'4", 225, 29 and 6. Winner of Michigan's Bob Seger lookalike contest 1978. And Peon Golden Grappler Tag Team winner. You know Nash is all over that Bob Seger reference. Before I throw it to you guys, I want to say very frustrating that I haven't been able to find out any information about any of these guys, their real names or who they are. I think that these two guys did look familiar to me, but I still couldn't figure it out. So still at this stage, I've only got information on who Rocket Starbuck was. Which was Johnny Boone, the referee. Anyway, so 6 on ring announcing here. Outsiders taking on Bud Smoky Green and Tough Tony the Tiger Washberg. Kev, please take it away.
Yeah, Nash came up with a line here. It was, would you say, a bit kind of controversial. He said, Hall is giving him an LAPD style beating. So, so yeah, that was like, okay, that's yeah. Nash kept on calling that guy the young Bob Seger, which was making me laugh. I've written this note down. Maybe you can fill me in here. Nash saying hi body Beal.
Yeah.
Why did I write that down? I think
because it was funny.
He said it in a funny voice of some sort.
Hi, Buddy Bill.
That's it. That's it. And here we have Nick Patrick talking at the end of this segment. So it's like fully giving it away now. Like it's they're not even hiding it anymore. It's yeah, this is some funny stuff again.
See, there's a different reason why you wrote that. Because when I looked at a YouTube video, because I keep looking at the YouTube videos of these specific NWO Saturday Night matches to see if someone in the comments has any information for me. But 2 people on this match, they had commented, hi, Body Bill, and that was it.
Okay, yeah.
So it clearly tickled a lot of people. But yes, again, this is great stuff. Blade, please.
I think a lot of the points I had to make were very, very similar to Kev's, the LAPD style beatdown thing. I was just like, yeah, that's not cool, man. The Bob Seger references popped me. Like one of the first CDs like that I ever listened to from my dad's collection was Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. So like, I love myself a little bit of Bob. The references to weed. Like as soon as I saw Bud Smoky Green, I was just like, okay, this is fully taking the piss. Like this is next level. I love it. It was a great way to sort of round out the footage.
Lovely.
The only other note I had was like these jobbers, right? They're supposed to be jobbers against them. They're 6'8" and 6'4". Like, was that their actual heights?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say like no.
I don't think Tough Tony the Tiger Washberg was 6'6".
No way.
What else do I have here? Okay, so they made their entrance, the heels, and the piped in booing was really good. And then they showed NWO Sting kind of standing there looking serious, and then they showed Six's face. He's like real serious. I don't know, I just laughed at them over them acting so serious about this situation that is such a joke, and they're just taking the piss out of wrestling. Nash wore his jacket with the old version of the NWO logo on it from Bash at the Beach. Just a little observation there. The first time we see the white NWO shirt on Nick Patrick as he was staring down the camera. What else do we have? Just some funny comments with Nash on commentary. Or maybe it was Hall. The barrage in the corner is often imitated and not duplicated. They have the anti-replay. Nash saying Sega takes a backdrop from the top. Outsiders Edge. Oh my goodness gracious, as he hit it. 3 count. That ends nWo Saturday Night. And it's time for Halloween Havoc, boys. I'm excited that the next time around we're going to be covering Halloween Havoc. Finally, we're at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. This one's just stacked. It's going to be good.
Good hype. But we got to our last segment here on the show here, as that kind of comes to the end of episode 17. We're looking at the Wrestling Observer between October 21st and 28th of 1996, and we're going to be finding out what Dave Meltzer had to say.
That's right, it's time to find out what did Dave Meltzer say.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'd have to give that 5 stars.
Rumor has it that Mabel is going to be the third guy.
Here we go, boys. Dave decides to crunch more Monday Night Wars numbers. Lots of people credit the wars for revitalizing interest in wrestling, but the reality is there's less people watching wrestling at that point than ever before due to the lack of syndicated TV. If you added up all the people watching WWF, WCW, ECW, USWA, and AWF today, it still doesn't equal the number of people who watched the WWF alone during its syndication mid-80s heyday. The fact is, more people are watching now during a single time slot, but in the past, millions more people watched multiple promotions at all different days and times.
We'll get there.
Yeah. As for the numbers in this war, the adult viewing audience is the most important. And WCW is nearly doubling WWF when it comes to adult viewers because they have the stars that adults grew up with. Even though hardcore fans might not like those guys, they're still the names that the casual audience knows. WWF is winning the house show battle because teenagers are more likely to attend live events, and WWF has the slight edge in teenage viewers, and Shawn Michaels is a big draw among teens. While WCW builds the company around Hulk Hogan, but he doesn't work house shows. Do you have anything to say there, guys, at all? Blade?
That's yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I guess one thing that like popped to mind for me, you know, when they were talking about, I guess how many wrestling organizations they were when you're talking about like, you know, WWF, WCW, ECW, etc. Is like, yeah, we sort of talk about, you know, like how great it is for the wrestling landscape to have all these alternative products. But like when you think about the business application to it, to say, you know, and I know the contentiousness of comparing sports and wrestling, but like there is only one major like basketball league. There is only one major baseball league. Like, so they are, you know, all these other sports in that fashion are sort of funneling their viewership into one thing. Whereas, you know, wrestling, you know, especially with the Monday Night Wars, you've got actually like 2 legitimate options that are sort of, you know, splitting that overall viewership.
Right, well said. Kev, anything?
When he first started, I just got the impression he was trying to make another point to downplay like the NWO and stuff again, like he was last time. It's like, okay, bro. It's like, it's not like, it's like, oh, it's not actually doing as well as you think it is.
Really?
Is it not? Okay.
Dickhead.
Fuck off.
For the second week in a row, USWA drew less than 400 people to a show in Memphis. The shows have been running on Wednesdays because the traditional Monday night shows they had were suffering due to people staying home to watch Raw and Nitro. But attendance fell even lower on other nights, so they're attempting to go back to Monday night shows. I said that because Jerry Lawler once again tried to sabotage the Nitro show in Memphis by telling USWA fans not to attend. He even came out on TV with a recent copy of the Observer newsletter from Dave Meltzer in California and read some of Dave's negative WCW coverage on the air. Lawler told people if they really want to see Nitro, stay home and watch it on TV for free, but they should really watch Raw instead. It didn't work. Nitro drew nearly 7,000 people to the show in one of the largest gates ever at Mid-South Coliseum. On the air, Tony thanked Mr. Lawler for putting all the fans in the seats. They'd
Interesting.
see
Yeah.
him at a flea market on Thursday. Burn.
Do you
Gene
think
Oakland. Sorry?
Do you think the USWA sort of didn't survive, or they're not drawing any people anymore because wrestling's kind of like moved on in the landscape to this new style or a new way of doing it? Whereas I'm getting the impression that they're stuck in that sort of old territory style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were there like I guess they were kind of a feeder system for the WWF, but as I see here, the closure of the USWA, a combination of a poor lineup, substandard venue, lack of talent, and holding the show on a Thursday night led to a show on October 3rd, 96, drawing 372 fans paying $1,800. Oh my God. To the big one flea market. The future of the promotion was being questioned, etc. Blah 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 blah, and they went defunct in 1997. So they didn't last much longer. Ouch. Gene Oakland has reportedly agreed to a new deal with WCW and will be returning soon.
Oh yes.
Yay!
But is it true? It's coming from Meltzer, so we're not 100% sure yet. He might appear in like 6 months' time or something.
Yeah, he'll probably be in the NWO as well.
Yeah, he's gonna be in.
On WCW Saturday Night, they filmed a funny segment with Hall and Nash in an empty arena wrestling against two jobbers who were billed from Stamford, Connecticut. I guess this is from a few weeks prior. They piped in fake crowd noise and Hall and Nash did commentary on the match themselves. When one wasn't in the ring, the other talked. That's it. That's all he had to say about it. Interesting that he said that he thought it was funny. At the Nitro a couple of weeks ago, when the NWO was celebrating in a hotel room, some people with a satellite were able to access the non-stop feed. So you could see Kevin Sullivan in the room, handing guys their scripts and telling them where to sit. After the show ended, everyone, including Eric Bischoff and Sullivan, were in the room talking about how they did a great job. But the guy who was doing the recap of this Observer review said he can't find any video of it. But it sounds similar to like those WWE satellite feeds that leak sometimes. So that would have been interesting to see. Expect WCW to hold a pay-per-view in Memphis in 97 because they were thrilled with how the Memphis Nitro episode went. And apparently that never happened. So there we go, Dave. Here we go. Eric Bischoff did another online Prodigy chat answering fan questions. He ripped Jerry Lawler for attempting to sabotage Nitro again. But he also admitted WWF does a better job at post-producing shows because they have more resources, but said WCW was better at doing live TV. Getting there, guys, getting there. I don't think there's really much for anyone to follow up on there. Bret Hart signed a 20-year contract with the WWF this week.
20 year.
Appearing on Raw the same night to announce it to the live crowd. It's believed the deal amounts to just under $3 million per year for the first 3 years, and then a lesser amount as a non-performer for the remaining 17 years, during which Hart will presumably retire and take a front office position. Over the 20 years, the contract is somewhere between 11 and 14 million. Hart made it clear he doesn't intend to wrestle for many more years, and doesn't want to still be the ring past its prime, etc. In regards to the WWF's Buried Alive in Your House pay-per-view, in the understatement of the century, Dave said, Austin seems to be getting over as a face as the swearing, flipping off character. He sounds like such a nerd. Like the swearing, flipping off character. Again, Jerry Lawler fired back on the USWA show, continuing to trash WCW. He interviewed some fans who had been at the Nitro the week before who all said it sucked and that WCW confiscated pro-Lawler signs.
Were you aware of this feud between Bischoff and Lawler before this?
No, I didn't realize it got like
Neither did
that.
I had no idea.
Yeah. He also shut down WCW's claim that it was the biggest crowd ever at the Coliseum. which Dave said indeed was a lie. WCW claimed it was the biggest crowd ever in the arena, but Lawler has drawn bigger crowds there several times. No one cares. I threw this in there randomly. D'Lo Brown attempted a shooting star press while working in Puerto Rico and landed on his face, knocking out his front teeth. Fucking hell. Okay, so here's two finally some actually interesting things here. Sorry, guys. The current angle with Sting is that he's basically playing a free agent, and both NWA and WCW are trying to convince him to come to their side. The idea behind the angle stems from the Bret Hart contract negotiations, since there was so much publicity around where Hart would end up. WCW decided to do a similar angle with Sting, which will, of course, lead to Sting eventually choosing WCW. How do you know? They also started airing WCW commercials with Sting as the focal point and star of the show, which Dave says is probably going to lead to Sting becoming the top babyface in the company. After all these years of trying to push him in that position with it never working, you think it might be time to give someone else a shot. Ouch, Dave. Ouch. Kev, what do you think of that?
What, Sting was never what was he trying to say? Like he's never been like a top babyface?
How is it not working?
What?
Do you not see the reaction of the crowd to Sting when he wrestles?
You know, like even as a kid, when I didn't have WCW or I had no way of watching it or anything, I knew who he was. You knew this guy was like the top guy for that company. So, what the hell are you talking about?
Blade anything?
Doesn't like Sting.
No, he just doesn't like anyone who's the. Whatever.
Yeah, it's very funny that sort of like leaning towards, WWF bias. I mean, I also I'm not entirely sure where this is necessarily born from. Also, just the coincidental nature of being like this is based around like the Bret Hart contract negotiations. It feels like an incredible reach to be like, oh, it's because of this one specific event. Like that, yeah. I don't see how the two are particularly related.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just sometimes I just think you
gotta fill page space,
Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to say, which I've never heard of this before, but there's a Hulk Hogan extortion lawsuit going on at this stage. Hogan filed suit against a woman named Kathleen Kennedy, who worked at his Pastamania restaurant, and her lawyer, because they threatened to go to the police and claim Hogan had sexually assaulted her unless he paid them off. Kennedy claims Hogan forcefully put his penis in her mouth despite her resistance, and also claimed that they have evidence that Hogan raped another woman. Hogan is claiming extortion and attempted to get police to file charges against the lawyer for it, but the police declined. The lawsuit is still ongoing. What the fuck is going on?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, I'm sure we'll get some follow-ups on that.
Yeah, what's the follow-up to this? Obviously, nothing ever happens from it.
No, it's not. He didn't forcefully put his penis anywhere. He's the Hulkster brother. He didn't need to do it forcefully. There we have it, boys.
What a note! What a note to end on! What a powerful note to end this his enduring legacy as someone who just passed away. Fucking hell!
Fucking hell. He's the Hulk. He just needs to put his fucking hell. Wow. That's great.
Straight to the demonetization zone for us. Fantastic.
Oh, fucking whatever. No one's watching anyway. Well, there we have it, boys. Episode 17 in the can. Big Kev, where can they find you? Any final thoughts?
Nothing. I think this week's show, I don't think it was as creative as the previous weeks we've watched. I don't think the NWO did anything different this week. They kind of switched in the crowd. But I think the storyline between Macho and Liz and the way Hogan's treating her is the thing it's shining through at the moment. But yeah, there definitely wasn't as a creative show as the ones we've watched, but still like really well done. But anyway, you can catch me on Facebook, Kevin Curran Music. Instagram, I'm Kevin Curran Music as well. Everything pretty much Kevin Curran Music or Hailmary Kev on X, and my band is Hailmary Band on everything except Facebook, which is Hailmary Band page. And I'm just going to say to people, when you see us posting an episode, fucking help us out, because YouTube screws us royally by not allowing anyone to see our content. That's evident. Like our viewers have been pretty consistently the same or above, or they dropped from here. Now the last episodes just went plummeted down to bugger all, and it's not. I don't believe it's because people went, oh yeah, this week we're not going to watch it. I just think they're not allowing you to see it. So if you want to help us, just comment, give us something, just anything. I like anything. Just comment on what you're seeing, and if you dig it and your opinions on anything, let's have some dialogue between you guys and us.
It's so frustrating, dude. Like, we were getting, like, most episodes we put between, like, you know, maybe 150 to 300 to 400, you know? Like,
Yeah.
for most of the time. At the beginning, it was, like, about 600, 700 or whatever. I don't know why the last episode dropped off so much that 37 people have only watched it in, what, like 11 days or something? 37 people clicked on it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong. Like, I've got consistent looking thumbnails. It's maybe I need to be consistent or more consistent with the release schedule, but it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and sometimes I think YouTube can kind of silently, screw around with you, and you don't even know what you've done wrong. So I've heard that a lot. So, but hopefully by this episode coming out, that people will, give us give us a little something so we can, keep going. And
I think well, the other, and sorry, this is very uninteresting for everyone out there, but YouTube asked me to verify my ID the other day, so I had to take a picture of my driver's license and send it through. I've already done it before, so I don't know what the fuck their problem is, but anyway. Blade, any final thoughts here?
No, I think something I didn't get probably the chance to talk about earlier in the whole Hulk Hogan of it all is there were a lot of takes on it. I think there were a lot of really, really crappy ones. And I think it's not about the wrestling, or it's not about what he did or what was said. I think there were some wrestlers, and we discussed this. I think Devon Dudley was probably my chief, who put it quite eloquently. Is just that the guy who he was who he was, and he made some mistakes, sure, but he also is kind of the standard bearer and the tent pole for this thing that we all really, really love. So yeah, I think it's a shame that, someone like Chelsea Green got ran offline for saying that she was, a supporter. People are allowed to have their opinions, and sure, discourse is discourse, but it just sucks these days that you can't seemingly have an opinion that sits somewhere in the nuance of, looking at things in a measured way, and that everything has to be extreme. So if you love Hulk Hogan and you want to celebrate his life and his accomplishments, go ahead and do that. And don't be afraid to, I think that's the other thing.
So infuriating, dude. I was so pissed off after all that shit. Just reading some of these fucking idiots, these mutants, and their fucking comments. One thing, he said one so long ago as well. It was caught, and it's just fucking get over it. The evidence is there that he was going through a fucking shit time, and he was acting like a fucking prick. Lots of people go through shit like that and they don't act themselves and they say things that they don't really mean because they're just fucking angry at the world. It makes him feel better by saying horrible shit, you know? Doesn't define the fucking 99.8% of his existence. And someone wants to say like RIP to him and they get fucking just death threats and over what? Over because of one thing from fucking however long ago. You can't mourn over someone. The day he's died, people are saying all this horrible shit about him. Can you fucking let it sit for a day? Just let it sit for a day before you fucking act like a cunt.
I mean, I told you guys I'd had someone on my Facebook just come at me with this whole thing of his dialogue, what he said after I posted, you know, like all I said was Hulk Hogan, RIP, you're a massive part of my wrestling fandom, and that's all I said, really. And then this guy gives me this big the dialogue. Like, you think I don't know this? Like, I already know this.
We are aware. I
was gonna blast this person, but I didn't even realize I was friends with them. I don't even know who the person is. I was just like, you know what? It's easier for me to just delete them, get rid of them, and block them.
Fucking loser.
You know, like
what a fucking loser.
Like, it's funny. It's like these people would do this to you. No one would do that in real life to you. No one would come running up to you and get your phone. Look at this. How can you like? You did. I didn't know backhand bitches online. Fuck out of here, like, you know. Yep. Yeah, weirdos.
Oh, it just does my fucking head in, dude. Like, okay, you know that guy Joey Swole? He's like a pretty popular YouTuber. You know, I like his stuff. Like, you know, he calls out people for like bad gym etiquette and, you know, like, you know, chicks that like film themselves working out and then they zoom in on a guy in the background and say, oh my God, these creeps won't stop looking at me. Even though she's wearing like a fucking really tight outfit and she's filming herself working out and the guy's not even checking her out. He just happened to just look at her. And then they're putting people's faces on YouTube and no one gave permission for it, you know? He calls people out for that. Hogan dies. Joey Swole puts out an old video he recorded ages ago where he was dressed up like Hulk Hogan and working out. People bitched and complained about it. I'm very disappointed in him because he's gone and flipped and he's gone and apologized to everyone and put out a statement. I just want to apologize to everyone out there for putting that video out there and celebrating Hulk Hogan's life because I did not know about all of the horrible things that this man did. All of the horrible... What? One thing, bro. It's one thing.
Forcibly putting his penis in a woman's mouth in a pasta restaurant.
Fucking hell. Anyway, let's get out of here. Skedaddle, skedoodle.
This is why we're getting 37 views. Because YouTube's like, fuck this show.
Fuck it. It's fun for us. But look, I wanted to show this. I got bought this for Christmas a few years ago. It is the forearm smash Ric Flair figurine.
Woo! That's cool.
What do you think?
Love it.
It came out in 98. And if there's a button on the back and it makes his arms move.
It's like doing that.
He can't move. They won't move downward because it's against the plastic. But
he's doing the Jim Powers.
I'm about to lose pose. But yeah, thought you guys might like to see that. So again, nWBro's, Big Kev, Blade, thank you once again for your time. I've enjoyed myself, and I hope all of you out there, hopefully more than 37 people, have enjoyed yourself too here for episode 17 of the nWBro's podcast. Liz loves Randy, and we will see you down the road. Thank you.